Alright guys, apparently Alex Pereira is not happy. At UFC 250, Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira. Cyril Gane was piecing him up. I'm talking about putting in work on him. But during that moment of Cyril Gane putting work on Alex Pereira, and he dropped Alex Pereira, it was a ground and pound exchange that Cyril Gane did to Alex Pereira that involved him doing some 12-6 elbows. In my personal opinion, I don't think it was anything egregious that Herb Dean should have caught at that very moment because it was not visible. And number two, I truly think that a lot of these elbows were legal. So we're going to go ahead and break down what Alex Pereira said. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and look at these 12-6 elbows that are supposedly illegal by Cyril Gane. And they're trying to Tom Aspen on him again. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like the video, subscribe. You already know the drill. But let's go ahead. All right. So, at this point, Cyril Gane dropped Alex Pereira. Let's see how these elbows were illegal. 1, that's illegal. 0-1. I'll admit, legal, we're 1-1. We don't know, but it looks legal, but we don't know. We won't count it. Legal, 2-1. That's legal. That's 3-1. Legal, 4-3. 4-2, I mean. Legal, illegal. 5-3 in terms of legal to illegal strikes. 5 him having legal strikes, 5 illegal strikes were thrown. Nothing that Herb Dean should have caught at that very moment. We're going to go ahead and play this in fast motion with no pauses. How can Herb Dean catch this? How is this catchable? Stop the fight? Are we breaking this up, Herb Dean? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Herb Dean? Are you really going to break that up? Good call from Herb Dean not breaking it up. Are you kidding me? But now let's go ahead and get Alex Pereira and let's hear him out. I didn't even watch the video yet. This is what me watching it for the first time.
Mas na nuca, o árbitro estava ali para ver. E antes, né, da luta,
the day before the fight, we had rules.
dia antes teve uma reunião de regras, dedo no olho,
eye poke,
chute no saco.
Throwing strikes.
Isso aí pode
Those things can happen.
acontecer, não é para acontecer, mas pode acontecer agora.
It can happen. But
cara, esse cara tem uma história.
This guy has a long history of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, number one, this ain't no anime series. You better go ahead and have somebody have this in dub. But another story for another day. We're not going to do that. He doesn't have a long history of that. He had a history of him maybe fence grabbing during that Francis Ngannou fight. Maybe a little bit of an eye poke during that Tom Aspinall fight. Maybe even a groin kick during the John Jones fight. But it's nothing been egregious to this man. He's been a clean fighter that's had some moments that didn't look clean. It happens in a fight.
Muito, assim, maldoso, entendeu?
Dirty shots, throwing punches to the back of the head.
Dar soco na nuca do cara, cotovelada, eu vi isso.
I saw some videos.
Alguns vídeos, então me preocupei e fui adiantar.
So I brought that up with him ahead of time and asked, what is this little thing? Can I get rid of this? Ask him to keep the eye on it.
De olho. Se você for ver nos vídeos, cara, vários socos ali, vários cotoveladas, entendeu? Beleza. O jab, eu tava difícil de recuperar. Mas eu acredito
but I believe that if it wasn't for those shots,
se não fosse esses socos aí, dificilmente estaria naquela situação. Entendeu? Talvez teria me
and I could have possibly recovered.
Recuperado. Talvez não.
Maybe not.
Mas, cara, foram socos
those were very hard shots.
Muito fortes, entendeu? E socos
illegal.
Legal, entendeu? Ilegais.
Illegal
shots.
Isso,
cara. É muito,
That's what it is.
É muito difícil,
It's
sabe?
Very
você
difficult
se
to
preparar.
Sound like Tom Aspinall, man. Hey, this is what Cyril Gane is doing to these folks. He made Alexander Volkov cry. Really, Volkov cried to the judges, but he still made Alexander Volkov cry. He made Tom Aspinall cry, and now Alex Pereira's on the list. Looking like Drake Duplessis here, if you ask me.
De cá, entendeu? Chegar ali e, pô, tem cara ali, tá só pra fazer isso, entendeu? Eu falei.
I told him beforehand, you know, but
pra ele antes. O cara tá vendo
que é golpe legal, mas... and they were illegal shots, but he think like this.
Mas eu acho que ele pensa assim, como é que eu vou...
This is him going at Herb Dean now. How am I gonna stop the fight?
Para essa luta, velho. Mano, é irregular.
It's illegal. It's in the rule.
A regra, você não vai estar errado se você...
Be wrong if you stop it.
Você parar. Isso tá na regra.
It's in the rules.
Agora ele não foi sujeito.
But now it's not, man.
Ele não deveria.
He shouldn't have been refereeing that fight.
Ele ia estar ali habitando aquela luta, velho. Na verdade, um cara desse...
A guy like that should be
Tinha que
punished.
ser punido. E assim, cara,
That's how it is.
é trabalho sério.
It's very serious job.
É evento
Very
sério,
serious
entendeu?
event.
Pô, isso aí,
What happened? The ref should have faced the consequences for that.
pô, o cara devia responder judicialmente, velho, entendeu? É a mesma coisa.
Brazil,
no Brasil, pelo menos, quando você vê
when you witness something,
algo assim, uma pessoa, sei
a
lá,
person assaulting someone
batendo na outra ali, vai fazer alguma
or
coisa,
doing something wrong,
você pode fazer
and
algo
you can do something, anything to stop
para
it,
impedir, e você só
and you pretend not to,
fica na sua ali, você responde
there's legal consequences.
por isso, velho. Ainda mais um cara
Especially someone whose job is to watch for
que tá
that,
ali pra fazer isso, ganha pra
who makes money for it.
isso. Então, esse cara é um
He's
covarde.
a coward because he's a coward.
Porque foi um covarde, velho. Porque eu avisei esse cara
Because I warned him before.
antes. Avisei
I
ele
warned
antes.
him.
E olha só
And
ainda,
still,
pô.
that's not a
Isso não é
professional.
um profissional de verdade, velho. Nem merecia
He
estar
didn't deserve to be there.
ali. Regra, velho. Porque
If you had a rule book,
ele sabe que
you
não é
know
legal,
it's
entendeu?
not
Isso
illegal, that it can cause harm.
vai causar dano, entendeu? Mas o cara não tem
But he doesn't have
opinião,
guts.
velho. Tá ligado? O cara não é um
He's not a real man.
homem de verdade, velho. Sou um cara assim, bem
I'm a guy, I've always been very honest.
honesto, velho. Sou um cara,
I'm a person who is, and I'm
sou
professional.
profissional, entendeu? Só que o
But the ref,
árbitro, ele tem que ser
he has to be professional too.
profissional também. Foto que eu tirei,
The
vocês
photos
podem
took, you can see
ver
there,
ali, entendeu? Ah, eu não vi não.
I didn't see it.
E falei, cara,
and right thing, immediate rematch. Isn't it immediate rematch? He's
certo
calling
aí é
for
uma
immediate
revanche
rematch.
imediata, entendeu? Então eu já falei com a organização,
Spoke to the
que eles
organization
enviam
and
uns
they
dias
asked for
aí,
some
vou esperar um pouco,
I'm gonna wait a
né?
bit,
Mas em breve
but very soon we will have
vamos ter uma resposta.
an answer. A lot of dissect here. Man, I am not no translator. But I'll tell you this right now. You ain't getting no rematch, bud. Not anytime soon. Get in the back of the line, Alex. You can get a rematch for the belt at the light heavyweight division. Well deserved. But the heavyweight division is getting stacked. We have an Alexander Volkov that wants that belt. We have a dude in John Jones that's sniffing for that belt that can be hungry. A possible Francis Ngannou comeback. We have dudes like Josh Hogan sniffing for that belt. Guys, I'm about to show you guys right here. We have an up-and-coming new heavyweight that Alex Pereira might have to meet again at the heavyweight division in Jamal Hill. A dude that is a former champ. A dude that can be a contender at the heavyweight division. Let's go ahead and play it.
Quick, somebody in the comments is asking, will Jamal fight Hogan?
That's interesting that you would say that. I'm gonna be honest. Look, you might as well. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Yeah, I'm going to heavyweight.
What more do we need to hear? Get in the back of the line. We have former champs. We have guys that want to build for themselves, Alex Pereira. This isn't the time for you to go ahead and try to gatekeep the heavyweight division that's been gatekeeped already. You had your shot. You had your moment. You blew it. Get in the back of the line. But I would love to see a Carlos Ulberg versus Alex Pereira matchup. But let's go ahead and get into Herb Dean having his little reaction and talking about the back of the head rule.
I believe that the back of the head rule is actually this area right here. The hole turned to the side starts back here. And so when they see blows here, they think that that's actually a foul. But it's not. The main thing, and now there's a story behind that. But let's get into what the actual area is. The main area that we want to protect is the nape of the neck. So imagine from this, look up a little bit. Imagine from the top of the ears around this area right here. That's what we're most concerned with. This area right here we throw in also as a hybrid rule. It's called the hybrid rule. And so when someone has someone...
And these were the shots that Cyril Gane was throwing. A lot of these punches landed at that side. It landed right there. Now, I will say that we had one at the top and we had one down here. I will say. So those were illegal and you have to call it. But those weren't shots that Herb Dean should have seen at that very moment because those weren't visible. Those were shots that were very subtle in terms of finishing that fight. It wasn't like he was ground and pounding him and mauling him the whole fight. And then back of the head shots started coming into play. This was in one motion. This was a high sequence motion moment in the fight.
Back, they have to have something to punch at. This is a three-dimensional sport. This area is okay to punch, but not directly here and not. Some people believe that the back.
And let's go ahead and get to another explanation of him defining it more for him to explain it to the fans.
I can tell by some of the comments online that I owe you guys an explanation about the rules and how I refereed the fight. All respect to both fighters. I'm talking about Gane and Pereira. Amazing fight. The rule we're talking about is the back of the head, and that's confusing because it's different than boxing. And the way we enforce this rule is we focus on the nape of the neck, and that's really what the rule should be called. The nape of the neck or occipital junction also covers the spine, and it covers a line right here with 1 inch variance to either side. So right here. This is what we go over in a rules meeting. I will let them know that this area is a foul, off limits, that this area is a fair blow. Here is a fair blow. Turn to the side so we can see it here. Here is a fair blow. Here is a foul. Hopefully that's useful to you guys and clear things up at all.
That's literally where it is. This is another picture of Alex Pereira showing his bumps. As you guys can see, one right here, got a hit right there on the side of the head, which is fair play. Another one on the side right here, fair play. The only one that didn't look like it was fair play was this one on the top right. But other than that, I'll say fair play, man. But let's go ahead and see what the fans are saying. I am looking at Grand Wizard. Let's see what he has to say here. Herb Dean explaining why he allowed Gane to punch and elbow Poaton's head illegally.
Bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
Okay. Tom Aspinall reacting to it. Let's see it.
Oh, they look a bit illegal. They look very illegal. What is going on? Dropped him with the jab. And he's swinging now, he's trying to finish him. He's still trying though, Alex. Still trying. Still looks a bit wobbled though. Oh, good elbow. Pereira's done. Pereira's done here. Let's just stop it, yeah. He looked good. He looked good. I have to watch that again. It looked like there was a lot of illegal elbows going on. And illegal punches. Oh, good jab.
Alright, let's get into the next one. People don't realize that blows to the back of the head and neck can literally end the person's life. Picture Colon is an example of a tragedy that happened in boxing. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember, dog. Pritchard Colon. I didn't know who he was. I never seen his fights live, but I heard about his story, and man, that's ridiculous, bro. Let's play this. That shot right there did it. I would never think that. It didn't look like a crazy shot, and that's 12-ounce gloves. You know, so it's like, that's the part that I might sound stupid or crazy, but was it an injury or anything that happened before that moment? Because how was that? It happens a lot in boxing. That's
Sometimes the dreamers finally wake up. Don't wake me, I'm not dreaming. Don't wake me, I'm not dreaming. Past time could never hold me down. Lost down, sweet when it's finally gone.
You can tell he still has that love for boxing, and that's him now. Alright, we're not gonna do that. The dirtiest fighter in the league, Junior Dos Santos versus Cyril Gane, strikes the back of the head. Don't recall that. Derek Lewis strikes the back of the head. It's a bit. Francis Ngannou, we admitted to French grabbing. Tai Tuivasa strikes the back of the head. No, not against Tai. John Jones low blow. We admitted to that one. Sergey Spivak strikes the back of the head. Okay, I guess. Volkov robbery. That was a robbery. I betted on Volkov too that fight. Tom Aspinall, double eye poke. All right, suck my cock. And then Alex Pereira, elbows to the back of the head. Not even strikes to the back of the head. Just to specify the elbows to the back of the head, I guess, huh? Yeah, just throw the elbows, huh? All right, let's go into looking at this moment again. This is look at that jab. Like Herb Dean is already starstruck from the jab. Let's play that back. Look at that stiff ass jab. Stop the fight. These ain't back to the head strikes right here. How can Herb Dean catch this? And that was it. GG's from there. GG's. And with that being said, Alex Pereira is at the number 8 spot. He's dropped down 4 spots from being at that pound-for-pound spot. Literally, Justin Gaethje went from 4th ranked pound-for-pound fighter of all time right now. Islam Makhachev being at the number 1 spot, which is ridiculous, bro. Islam Makhachev is the king from now on. Nobody's touching him anytime soon. He is the new face of the generation. Elliot Topuria at the 5 spot. Sean Strickland is at the 7th spot. Hamzat Chimaev is surprisingly at the 11th spot. I truly think he shouldn't be here. Other than that, yeah. All in all, guys, you know the drill. I ain't got to tell you to like the video, subscribe. You know the drill. It's your boy Fetty Combat, and I'm out.